Hey, Jambuka Gabbly!
Live-action remakes suck. Hot take, I know. Hollywood has a personal vendetta against the entire medium of animation, and they aren't even hiding it. Am I allowed to use the F the Oscars speech again? I wasn't particularly excited for either of these movies, but I at the very least had some hope for How to Train Your Dragon, considering the original has issues that could be fixed, like how the side characters have nothing to really do in the story. So, imagine my surprise when I sat down to watch the exact same movie. It straight up feels like they copy and pasted the original script at times, leading to this movie being the most pointless release of this year. On the other hand, Lilo and Stitch was a movie that I thought was going to be a copy-paste job, but ended up being something far worse, drastically changing the story and characters for the worst, and literally ruining the message of the animated original for seemingly no good reason. I hated watching both of these abominations, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So let's get into Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon. Starting with Lilo and Stitch, in preparation for this remake, I watched the original again. I watched it before when I was younger, but not that much, so I felt like I needed a refresher. The 2002 original is a charming little movie with a whole lot of character and a nice message about family. So of course, Disney, being the little puke stains that they are, decided to completely mess everything up. Let's start with the characters. What did they do to Jumba? In the original, Jumba slipped into the role of a lovable mad scientist who served as a believable antagonist turned ally. In this film, Jumba has lost his distinct Russian accent and now serves the role of a generic one-note villain. Lilo's big sister Nani is also worse than how she was originally, with her change straight up ruining the message of the original. In the 2002 film, Nani learned to realize that while looking after Lilo is going to be a challenge, being there for your family is important, especially considering Lilo's young age. So, what's the message in the remake? Ditch your sister in order to go to college because while family is important, looking after yourself is even more so. What? She does visit Lilo and talk to her after she goes to college, but still. Ohana used to mean family, but now Ohana means I'll visit you on the weekends. And now Lilo is being left in the hands of two people she barely even knows. I guess I should mention that there is one thing I actually like about the remake. The new interactions between Lilo and Stitch themselves are actually pretty good and feel like they could have been in the original. The actress they got to play Lilo does a fine job, and honestly it's just disappointing that her first performance is going to be this mess of a movie. On to our next film, How to Train Your Dragon. Unlike Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon doesn't necessarily ruin any aspect of the animated original, but that's because it's almost identical to the animated original. Yep. We got a Lion King situation where it's basically the exact same movie except it looks uglier now. This is DreamWorks' first ever live-action remake, and I hope that at the very least the money that is made from this film can be put into future projects that actually have a creative spark and aren't just made as a cash grab. What's crazy is that while both of these movies should by all accounts be critically panned flops, they're actually getting both the praise and the attention from average moviegoers, which alongside the success of a Minecraft movie, gives me a really bad feeling about the future of both the film and animation industry. I feel like a broken record this year. In summary, these two movies perfectly summarize my issues with live-action remakes. I'm perfectly fine with remakes, especially if the original material was lacking in some way, but live-action remakes are, for the most part, nothing but shameless, manufactured content that are completely devoid of the style and charm of what came before. I'd hate to leave this on a negative note, so do you want some high-quality media full of passion and creativity that respects the art of animation? Well, I'd recommend some great animated movies from just last year, like Transformers 1 and The Wild Robot. And if all else fails, there's always YouTube. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be Mario Kart World, but I'll also be giving my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch too. So if you're interested in that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn notifications and check out my other videos. Okay. That's it. Bye.